Here we are back with part 2 of the Golden Retriever Puppy by Lego Icons. This is set number 11384. Contains 2,102 pieces. Retails for $139.99. That was provided by the Lego Group for review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, that's the Golden Retriever Puppy, but, well, I can't recognize anything yet on here. This doesn't look like we've done anything. So I'm not sure what we're doing here yet. And this is bags 1 and 2, and it looks like a meltdown more than anything else. And so far, the build has been very dry. Nothing too exciting today. And today is the 22nd of January 2026. So in today's installment, we're going to cover bags 3 and 4, which looks like we're adding skin to... I'm assuming this is the torso. Comes with the brick separator and all that stuff. Bags are numbered. Life is good. So my plan is to do bags 3 and 4 now, get that out of the way, and I think bags 5 and 6 do the lower limbs. So this may be a quick one. We don't know yet, but I have a feeling that there's probably a lot of small pieces in this. Okay, let's begin. Let's build it. Well, the first 2 bags we had a lot of color in it, but looks like now we are just, our luck is running out. Yeah, that's a lot of medium pieces in there. We'll be here for about 20 minutes. And no, I'm not a big fan of just constant small parts. Lego kind of less fluffs these sets up to the point. It's like, wow, I'm getting a 2,100 piece set. And then you start building, you're thinking, oh yeah, it's a lot of parts that most people already have millions of in their collections. So I may as well be building the Tower Bridge at this point. And yeah, so now we're going to get to working on the bottom of this here. Make sure I got this facing the right way. And yeah, let's get this puppy going here, like literally a puppy going, no pun intended. Alright, so got some of these. So we're going to be skinning the puppy today. Well, in reverse, we're going to be growing skin. I had a bricklink seller call me stupid because I didn't know the price of these parts, like the value of them. I don't know, that guy is a bricklink seller and called me dumb. Well, I don't know, dude. I have a bunch of those in my collection, really hundreds of them. I don't know how rare they are, but if I got tons of them, and that means that they're not so rare as you claim. Yeah, speaking of that, I've had people do that. They call me dumb because I don't know. I mean, a value of a brick for me is the play value of it. Okay? The value of a set is something, if I can sit here and enjoy the build, that's more than what the set would be worth in any kind of currency. Now I'm trying to find the other one of this. I have not found it yet. Hopefully that's in here, because I do not have those in that color. Here it is. I'll find it eventually. You know what? I bet you anything. This thing sits like that. It might. We don't know yet. We haven't gotten that far yet because I'm too busy flapping my jaws here. Now I'm hoping to get this thing done. I got about 45 minutes left on this card. So I'm going to try to get through this quickly without spending too much time. And I kind of figured more or less, you know, 2 to 3 bags per installment. That kind of thing. Okay, now it looks like we're adding skin to the back. So I was making sure that we weren't going to have a mirror here, because mirroring things makes it go by so much faster than, you know. Yeah, I've outgrown this workbench. That's why sometimes I wish I could do this on the kitchen table, because the table's a lot bigger. Or in my other shop, and then do it there. That'd even be better. So right now we're working on some little thingy here. Not sure what it is. And yeah, if you're not a fan of 1x1s and 1x2s, this set here has got plenty of them. You may want to stay away from it. I do not see that piece in here. Lego will pack up these sets in the most weirdest configurations sometimes. Like, I don't see it in here. There's just so much tan, and this is Lego's new go-to color now. I kid you not. The newer sets, Lego now is literally just going to tan. Like, throw some spring green or something in there would be nice. But I literally have, a friend of mine asked me, could I build a big giant building using tan? I said, oh, that would be easy. I got plenty of this color, you know. I said, Lego's now starting to send a lot of these sets to me with this tan. So yeah, it could be I could do that. But right now we're going to be building a puppy dog with it. And yes, those are suspended in air, so I'm hoping that that doesn't fall apart. Okay. And then we got to slide some of these in here. Now, Lego, I don't need to harp on this or anything. Why didn't we use a 6x12? I'm sure you make those. I got plenty of those in my collection. We could have just made this a bit more stronger than using the smallest possible parts. But what do I know, though? I'm not a master Lego builder. I just do this for a hobby, you know, for fun. Oh yeah, these are not to be construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are just merely my notes for the review. So yeah, I may make mistakes in the video, and that, you know, it happens, not intentionally though. So just watch the video all the way through, because I will most likely make a boo-boo here. I already did it in this part here. I corrected them. So since I've been verbally talking about the disclaimer of the videos, I haven't had anybody complain about it, which is even better. I'm finding a bunch. Okay, there they are. So I was looking for a 2x6. Oh, I put that in the wrong place. This is supposed to be here. Okay, well that explains it. All right, and now we got a lot of bowels that we got to put in here. 4 of them in total. Yeah, and you know, tell me what you think of the set so far. And for me, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I mean, this thing here started out okay. It got kind of just boring. Yeah, we're just working with... I may as well be building that... What was that? That planet that Luke Skywalker was from? The desert planet. Pretty much simulates where I live at. Yeah. We could be building that right now, huh? Trying to find this last plate with bow. Everything's just tan and boring here, for the most part. I better not say boring too much. Somebody will get mad at me over it. Ah, too many parts here. All right. But I'm sure this is going to be a lovely display piece when we're done. So, like I said, first impressions on the box, I wasn't impressed with this set. And now building it in person, so far it's not looking good. The set just, it's more or less, you know, we're still working on the torso parts, so it could still be a collaborative build. We don't know. It goes in like that. Then we take this big shield piece and put that right in here. That's if I can grab it like that. So now we got some nice soft fur, huh? And then by the time we're done with that, making sure I did not mess up, I forgot a few pieces. Whoopsie, my bad. If you forget some, just reverse take it apart and put them in, you know. That's the beauty about Lego, though. We can do that. We can take things apart, and if you make a mistake, some people glue these together. I've read where there's been some couples that buy these for their kids, and they don't want their kids putting the parts all over the floor. So what did they glue the whole set together? and say, here you go, you got a play set now. I never understood why some people do that. Oh, wait a minute, I'd messed up even more here. But I never understand why some couples, well, at least we got a brick separator, but that brick separator is going to be of no help. Let me pop this shield thing off here. Boy, this is already disintegrating, so be careful. Oh, wow, I'm really going to have to tear this. Well, I'll keep it family friendly for the folks who don't like bad words. Yeah, make a mistake, you are going to have to pay the price with this. I need to get these out, and bows with smooth edges are going to be impossible. So I'm going to have to rip this whole thing out just to readjust that. Yeah, but there was this couple, though, that glued their kid set together, so he couldn't string the parts around the floor. And Lego is meant to be a set that should be built by a child or an adult. Not, oh, I build it, here you go, you get to play with the aftermath of my fun. And when I read about this story, and I thought, well, that's kind of sad, you know, in doing that. So the kid doesn't get to build the set, he just gets to experience what the parents' leftovers. And that's not fun, you know. I mean, what person wants to do that? But I don't know. And this goes right here. I feel a cough coming on. And this is a good time as any to take a breather, but that's what we have done so far. Not too bad. So here's the cutout right here. And yeah, it looks just like that. All right. Okay, now it looks like we're building the tail end of this now. Alright, but there was, like I said, wrong piece. There was a couple that did that. They glued their kid's set together so he couldn't run the parts around the floor. And this is the fun part right here. This is play. This is not a job. This is the play part, is putting this together. And gluing sets together is not part of the play. I mean, if it's a model you really want to keep together, keep it together. This stuff stays together on its own. I mean, I had Lego when I was a kid. My parents just told me not to leave it on the floor, that it would end in the trash. Luckily, I kept it picked up off the floor. Because when I was growing up, Lego was expensive, and my parents knew better than to throw it away. They would just take it away and put the pieces up. I kept they're like, you know, my parents would be like, Jaden, if we see this stuff laying on the floor, we're not going to buy any more Lego. No, so you kept it picked up off the floor. That's what I did. I didn't leave it, you know. Okay. Okay, now we got to put this here and a bunch of wedge pieces. So now we're getting into something that's a little more interesting, but the color is kind of meh. It's not really exciting. Boy, I knew I was in trouble sometimes when you would call me Jay, but when they were mad at me, they would call me Jaden and be like, uh-oh, I did something wrong. Like, don't leave a mess on the floor. Pick this up. And yes, for those who don't know my name, Jay's a nickname, but Jaden is my first name. I don't know what they were thinking of. I didn't pick that name, so I'm stuck with it. And this goes right here, like that. Okay, making sure before I start pressing things down firm. Yeah, so that takes care of the fur on the back, right? And let's see here. If this is the side, yeah. No, this is the front part. Okay, now we're going to turn our attention to the front fur. Okay. One way to build through this stuff fast is to start sorting as you build. I find that to be the best, so just do that. And because towards the end it goes faster as you go. I always give pointers in these. Some people don't know where to start. Where do you start building a Lego set? How do you go about this? There's millions of different ways. Find one that works for you. Sometimes I like to dive in the build. Sometimes when I'm building these, you've seen me just sort out parts as I go. If it's something like this, it has pretty much one color. Yeah, just sort out as you go. Unless you want to sort out before you start building, that's even better. Then your build will go really fast, but you'll be spending a lot of your time doing that. So I always kind of recommend that you just build as you sort as you go. And that's usually how it works for me anyways. I know when I get done with this, I got to go on the side of my house and I got to go pick up some stuff. I've been cleaning up around my house. I'm trying to get some chores done before I have to go back to work. So I've been doing a lot of that. And yeah, I've just been trying to survive, get away from chores and just kind of relax, which is very hard around here, but I manage it. And yeah, let's see here. We got those in there. And then these go here. I could use these for like campers and stuff, so those will come in handy. I know some of you have been asking me about Lego set or house builds. When am I going to get to my big giant houses? I'm not making any more guarantees. I don't know, to be honest with you. A lot of this stuff now is just things have changed and I just don't have time to build those big elaborate models anymore. I would actually have to take some time off from set reviews, and right now stuff like this is what's supplying the parts for these elaborate builds that I do, so that's even better. And then these go right down here like that. But I know a lot of you comment and say, I miss those big houses. When are you going to get to those? I don't know. I really don't know. Taking care of the family and stuff is my main priority right now. And worrying about building a Lego house, that's the furthest from my mind. That's hard to believe, but that's true. Just have to deal with personal stuff first. That kind of thing. I've been finding a lot of these. Trying to find the wedge ones here. Alrighty. Well, I'm finding it. Okay, oh, there's the other one. So it's like we're pulling a bunch of these out here. And okay. Where do those go at? Hold on. Oh, rotated around. I wasn't paying attention. I'm being a knucklehead today. There we go. Whoopsie. It's like, which way is that supposed to go? No, I had to rotate that around first. It's the dry colors that are making it not so fun. But we're doing that. And then that takes care of that. I'm getting close to finishing up this bag here, which is really cool. Don't have a lot of small stuff. We just got a lot of annoying pieces right now we got to put on here. So, more radiator grills. So we got to keep the puppy from overheating. We got to throw all these radiators in here. What is a dog? About 102, 103 degrees? For humans, 98.6. Yeah, so dogs run a little hot. And then after that, I got 3 studs here, which is fine. And then now we're back up to here. We're putting these in here. Okay. And then we got to put more in here. Cool, right? At least we're doing something. I like big pieces. It goes fast. But this one's not a playable model by any means. But okay. And then these go right here. We got 1 tile remaining, but we also have that big piece there too. Because no, we're not done yet because we got to put this on here. All right, so we put this on the front here. Okay, it fits right underneath this, right there. And then we're going to press this down in here. We got to put the fur on the puppy, right? Get that smushed down. And then we got to put this here, and then this covers that up. Not too bad, huh? It's got some weight to it. Let me bring this out for you. This has got some weight. It's starting to look like something now. And that's all we had remaining? Really? Okay, I think we may be wrapping this up with bag 4. And I want to thank everyone on my main channel and Patreon for being contributors. It's always a big help, because that keeps my mind focused on this, not boring things. And in addition to that, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to check out my Rubricable profile and downloading building guides. That's always a big help. Tells me you are interested in my ideas. It's always a nice thing to see. And especially important when you leave a comment on here. That tells me that you care, you know. And I always appreciate those, as well as turning on notifications, all that stuff. And yes, I am literally, the skin is peeling off my thumbs. That's not good. And I like pats on my head and rubs on my back. Oh boy, I can't wait to pet the puppy, but we can't right now. Why? Because we got to put more skin on him. Okay, where does the skin go? Do we need to make a mirror here? Okay, we're getting to the point now where we're going to have to mirror things. This one I'm going to build from the book. From step 149, this is going to be its reflection. Just for brevity of the video. I may be letting you out early, so we don't know. I think 2 bags is fair on this one. I don't want to go too crazy and make it more boring than it is. Am I bored putting this together? Yeah, more or less, this is just like your typical animal figure. Just very, it's very exploded out compared to a typical Lego brick-built figure set. Okay, let me start sorting things. All right. All right. And yeah, so I'm always appreciate though when you guys and gals join the conversation and just sit here and chat and let me put you to sleep, because usually my things can get a little dry after a while. I know, like I mentioned in an episode or two, that Brick Bard commented, and he said he listens to me while he's building, so that's always cool, you know. I don't expect somebody just to sit here and just watch, you know. I mean, unless you're interested in a certain portion, that kind of thing. So that's what we've done there. And the whole point about mirroring these is, like I said, just for brevity of the build. It makes it go faster instead of just doing that. So, yeah. That means I will have to edit. Now, I don't think I'm going to have enough time to do a poly bag or anything today. So when I get these done, I'm going to start releasing them as quickly as I can. So I got a few sets ahead of this one right now that I got to get done. So I'm hoping to get that going real quick. Why? So I can go hit the waves. I'm just kidding. That would be nice to go hit the waves right now instead of putting together this hairy thing, but we will do it. You know, and here's the deal. Once they send me a set, I'm pretty much obligated to putting it together. You know, I'm not going to just sit there and say, well, I don't want it. Once they send it, I have to do it. Now, Lego doesn't tell us. They still have not even told us or even shared assets, and that's the biggest complaint. And, you know, there's probably some sets that Lego has sent me, and I'm like, oh, I really don't want to build this. I don't want to do this. This one doesn't look exciting, you know. This would have been one of the sets I probably would have just frowned and said, send it to an ambassador who would enjoy it more than me. You know, that kind of thing. You know, I can't do that. So, once they send the set out, that's it. They only give you a small time window to accept an offer. Okay, we're missing a piece here. Oh, well, that answered my question. That's printed. Isn't that cool? I'm missing this other piece that goes here. So, it could be in bag 4, or it could be that these are not mirrored. One of the two. We don't know. So what I'm going to do, let's just, I don't see it up here. I got Lily parts falling all over me right now. Yeah, I don't see it, so let's just focus here. I was really hoping that this would be mirrored. Now, if it's not there, and I have to dig out the big bin. But remember, I've misread the thing a few times, so we don't know yet. We're jumping ahead here. And that takes care of that one. And this, you rotate it around, and it goes right here. Let's make sure I get this in the right area here. Yeah, because I see part of the pink. Well, did I forget to put something there? I did. Let me make sure here. Yes, I did. Let me pop that out. So now we know there's something that goes there. Okay, I found this other piece. So now we know we can mirror this real quick. Well, I'm already here. Let's just do it real fast. And okay. Yeah, so do not do what I did. Put that piece in there. Let's do that real quick. So this is where yours is supposed to look like right there. Not too bad. Now we can put this one in here. As long as you see a little bit of that, we should be fine. There. Alright, it's getting heavy. That's what it is. It's starting to gain some weight here. Now we got to put more fur on this beast. But since we got mirrors again, I'm going to mirror it. And let's do it like that there so I can see it better. Yeah. Sweating like a hog under these lights. I gotta go outside and cool off when I'm done. Alright, so we're back to the side here, and this piece here goes right here. Okay. That means that this one goes here. Okay. Not too bad, huh? Let me bring this out a little bit for you. And yeah, so we survived that so far. But no, we're not done yet. We still got more. We're still working on that one side. We're still working on that section still. Another mirror. Okay, so let's get that going here. And then what we'll do is we'll start slowly adding pieces. And I'm craving for a ham sandwich right now. Since now I can drive my car again. I may just be inclined to go to Subway or something. Go get me a sandwich. I don't know yet. I have to think on that one. Thinking is hard, especially when you're putting together something with very little color into it now. That reminds me, I got to make an appointment for a haircut. My barber's back from his vacation, so I'm going to book an appointment and get that going quickly. So all right, and then yeah, just it's a bunch of small parts is what it is now. We're getting to one. At least we have some 1x2s and stuff in here, but I think Lego kind of just inflated this set here to a point where it's just kind of big. There we go. So far it's mirrored. And that's it. So now we got to add the fur back on here, and then this goes right here where my thumb's at, right there. Okay. Not too bad, huh? Not too bad at all. And there's a notch there. Okay, good. We're not done with this area yet. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stick these here. Where we put that other piece in. And then there's a bow that goes right... Okay, this is kind of complicated. So you know what I'm going to do? Before we start that, let me rotate this around and stick this one right here. Now the reason being, alright, that's a 9.5. That's coming apart, but you got to be careful with that. This thing's starting to get a little brittle. Let's focus here real quick. And sorry if I'm confusing you guys and gals on the mirrored builds and stuff, but sometimes it's just easier to do that anyways, so I'm not overwhelming myself with a bunch of stuff. This sits in here with these, rotate it around, and I put this piece in here wrong. Alright, but we're going to check our work when we're done here, because I only got 16 minutes left on this memory card, but we don't have a lot, as you can tell. That's it. Not too bad. Okay, back to this side here. They show... we don't need that. We got to put the collar on. It's always important to have collars on your animals, so if they get lost, it'll help them find their way home. I'm kind of getting a little pooped here working on this. Yeah, I got to do this thing. So this may be a whole week build installment series too. Sorry, but no more small sets. They're all gone. And then now we got to do this guy on the front. Okay, I can always use these parts here. Bluish green I'm always after, so I'm going to try to find as much of that as I can. Okay. And it looks like it goes here. You know what I bet you? This thing sits like this. I bet you that's what it's supposed to sit like. Alright, and after that, now we got to start doing the skin on the other side. And yes, it is exactly this. It's exactly the same, just a mirror. Okay, and now we're at step 178. Always make sure your puppy is tagged and registered. The collar tag is a new printed element and looks dazzling on your little pups. Yes, it's very, very important. You don't want your furry friend losing his way. All right. Okay, so it goes like this. And then... Okay. Well, now we know which way the front is. So I thought this was the front. No, 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 no. This is the front. And I bet you that tile goes there. Because this is the only thing that's remaining right here. But it jumps to step 5. Did I just skip a piece or something? Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. That goes there. But it doesn't go in. There we go. Alright, and that takes care of that, and there is no pieces remaining. That is not too bad at all. Not too bad. Okay, so Summation of Thoughts. The set's, it's still kind of, to me, a little bit dry, but it's manageable. And it looks like bags 5 and 6 will be legs, but the legs are in 2 sections. So how do we do that? We may have, bags 5 and 6 just does 1 joint, so we may have to do that. They're mirrored, but I don't think I'm going to be able to handle doing 4 bags in 1 sitting like that. That would just be too brutal. But yeah, so far we've survived that amount, and I think that's all I can do for the day, because I only got about 12 minutes left on this card. I can't do any more. You know, I have limits. I can only do so much. So right now, that's essentially bags 1, 2, 3, and 4. I thought this, so the head's going to fit like this. So this thing's going to sit more or less like that, with this thing here kind of hanging down. But right now, he's standing up on his hind legs. And for 2 hours worth of work, or about that, maybe an hour and a half, that's essentially as far as we got. We still are missing the paws, the head, the ears, the tail. Obviously the tail's going to go back here. But it's more or less, this might be collaborative. So bags 1, 2, 3, and 4 is probably built by 1 person. Bag 5 can probably be built by 1 person. It just depends. If the joint's going at the very end, and then that's when it's done, it's a collaborative build. Let's hope so, because it'd be so nice to just group this up. But am I pleased so far? I mean, it's just your typical Lego brick built animal. It's more involved. It's not like your typical 3-in-1 creator set. This one is a bit more involved with more texture. And so far, I mean, it's hard to say what this one's going to look like. It doesn't look like a golden retriever puppy yet. But tell me what you think.